What's up, Raiders? Bionic here. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video where we are going to do a little bit of news. We're going to cover some Raid stuff, things we somewhat already knew, but I think it'll be nice to just quickly recap exactly what's going on and what we can expect from Raid in the next couple of weeks, as well as a little bit of Dragon Champions update towards the end. So stick around and let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's get started. First off, we just had a post on Discord from Valkyrie talking about a few things. The first part was addressing the Classic Arena, which they are saying is their top priority. And they said they've already done some things, but they are working on doing other things to hopefully fix Classic Arena because it is still a problem. Unfortunately, it was not as simple as like removing a bunch of teams from the arena as they said it in this post right here. What they're saying is that they're going to, or like they increase, sorry, or decrease the days for inactive players on the defense teams to 14 days, so that hopefully that removes more players from the arena. But what they're explaining is simply that there are more players, therefore arena is getting harder because there are more players. Still, I think it's somewhat unfair that a player like myself, free to play, last year was able to progress through this like a breeze. And so now new players are hit with this, I'm going to say it again, somewhat of a paywall. It's not fair that I was able to complete them easily and without putting in any money, and then people today would have to just like wait until it gets easier, or like are forced to compete against players who are putting a lot of money into the game. If anything, they should be doing it a little bit like Dragon Champions, where you sort of follow this platoon of similar new players until you reach max level. And until you reach that max level, you literally only fight opponents from that group or that are similar power to yours. You never encounter really powerful players. So even if I, let's say, spend $100 in a month on Dragon Champions, I'm not facing opponents who have spent $1,000 in that same month. You know what I mean? And I think this would be a little bit more fair, more enjoyable, or at least until you get to the end game, and then you finally face the full force, you know, of all the wells, if you know what I mean. So they're also saying that arena-based missions removal, they're not going to do that because it's part of the progression. So like obviously it just looks like they're going to play around with this until the matchmaking makes a little bit more sense. So I'm really eager to see how they're going to address this sooner rather than later, right? Because let's face it, right now this game is still not as enjoyable as it should be because this is a big problem. Anyway, moving on to the next part of it. It is the Tag Arena famous reward after the first 12 weeks, which is what I had called in the beginning anyway. The way they had structured it, it was to give enough time for the first platoon of players to make it to Gold 4. So that was 12 weeks. So we're pretty much going close to that. And we're going to see those rewards on September 17th is what they're saying down here. It will only track until September 14th though, okay? So make sure you put in all the effort to climb as high as possible, but to be honest, at this point, let's say for me, Gold 1 is pretty much where I capped out. I'm not going any further. I'm going to stick to that anyway because I want those rewards from the Bazaar, which is awesome. But I'll quickly mention this though. I wish there was some kind of red icon, or like everything else, like the quest, that reminds me when these are up. Or the timer should be not necessarily 24 hours, but always at the end of the day, because I've already missed a day just because I keep forgetting about it. Then I get to it 2-3 hours later, and then it cycles upward, and then next thing you know, I'm late a day, right? And I would really want to not miss out on a day for the champion fragments especially. So anyway, we'll see what happens with all that. But like I said, Gold 1 right now for me is good enough. Let me know what you think though. At this point, where are you guys at in Tag Arena? Then the rest of it is the information for patch 2.20, which we will have more information coming later this week. They do say it is for September. They announced that last week or the previous week, and it's all about this, the rebalance of a bunch of champions, which I'm looking forward to. But after watching the Manibold video, who he says he got the information from one of the Russian guys. Anyway, I don't want to spread any rumors here, but like, I wasn't overly impressed with the nerfs, in the sense that I think Dracomorph was his A1, removing the extra damage. Sorry. Sifi the Lost Bride, it was like reducing her heal per turn to like 10% instead of 15%. Rhodos was, instead of ignoring 75% of defense on his A3, it was only like 65% or something of the sort. Then the rest of them, like Madame Cerise, was, instead of applying decreased defense and decreased attack for 3 turns, it was only 2 turns. This is not going to break those champions, but it's also not really going to help out the players who are having issues dealing with those champions. So I don't know if you guys saw the video. Let me know what you think. Do you think these predicted nerfs are actually strong enough, or do we need bigger nerfs on these champions for this to actually make a difference? Because then they're going to say, we did a rebalance, everything is good, yet people are still going to complain about these overpowered champions. Anyway, so guys, I'm not going to stretch it out any more than this. At this point, I really just wanted to cover the news that we have upcoming on Raid Shadow Legends. And like I said, I want to take 2 seconds to carry over to Dragon Champions, because we have a new battle pass and a new hero. This is something I typically purchase. The battle pass itself usually has some pretty good rewards. Before even knowing if this champion is really worth it or not, the first thing that I check is to see if it's the right main stat on certain glyphs. Or runes, sorry. And so far, they have all been pretty much the right one almost every time. Therefore, for like $15 on a monthly basis, this is of really good value. Therefore, probably going to purchase this. We'll check the champion in a second, but here's something else I always like to buy, and it's basically the monthly crate of Dre coins. I think there's 2 versions of it now, if I can remember exactly where they are, right here. And so one is $22 for a total of 20,000 Dre coins. The other one is $7.50 for 6,800 Dre coins. At first I thought one was replaced with the other one, but apparently you can buy both. So like with the battle pass and these 2 things combined, that's a pretty average spending for a game like this on a monthly basis, and that's basically all I buy for the time being. I think it allows me to keep my account going. I get to have the new champion relatively faster, and I have enough Dre coins to keep gearing my champions to have access to the legendary quest. Therefore, that is most likely what I am going to do this month as well. Again, really sort of like easy on the wallet, in a sense. I say easy, obviously not everybody can afford this, but for a gacha game like this, I think it's not that bad. So the new hero himself, I looked at him real quick. He does partner up with Eric Shieldbreaker. Overall, I think he makes me think a little bit of Boreas, the guy from the Prize, the archer, the single target hitter, has like 300% physical damage on his A1, as well as applying one of the effect of his passive. And the passive itself is like literally just anything can happen. It can have burning, bleeding, poison, daze, anti-mage, which will remove all buffs, and then he's going to get 10 speed and health along with Shieldbreaker if they're on the same team. Flare removes the invisibility from the enemies, as well as gives a buff. So pretty solid. I think that overall this will maybe be a good counter to like Kara or something of the sort, right? Or maybe what's her name, Hera from the Prides, the one with the aura that allows to put invisibility from the lead ability. So I think that I don't know if he's going to be a game changer for me at this point. Now that I have a full human team and that I was able to get the legendary champion associated to the human team, this is more going to be like a perhaps situational hero. But still, because the battle pass is of great value, I'm probably still going to buy it. Probably going to end up getting this guy, just maybe not going to work on him right away. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you guys still playing Dragon Champions? Are you going to purchase this battle pass? What's your thoughts on the battlegrounds? I have not been doing it. I think it's sometimes a little bit too much for me. It lasts a relatively long time and you need to be very on point to complete even one fight. So I've been slacking quite a bit, but I've had some mixed like comments about it, like people saying like it's all right, it's too hard, not at all, don't like it, don't even do it. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later.